I'm about to take you on a journey through time, exploring the fascinating history of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. From its humble beginnings during the American Revolution to its current role as a vital part of our nation's infrastructure and defense, the Corps has shaped the very landscape of America. Are you ready to discover how this remarkable organization came to be? Well then, let's start at the beginning. The story of the Army Corps of Engineers begins on June 16, 1775, right in the midst of the American Revolution. The Continental Congress, recognizing the need for military engineering expertise, authorized a chief engineer to help with fortifications. Colonel Richard Gridley became the first chief engineer. In 1802, President Thomas Jefferson took things a step further. He formally re-established the Corps of Engineers through the Military Peace Establishment Act, connecting it closely with the United States Military Academy at West Point. This move ensured that the Corps would have a steady supply of well-trained engineers ready to serve their country in both war and peace. As the young nation grew, so did the responsibilities of the Corps. During the Civil War from 1861 to 1865, Army engineers played a crucial role on both sides of the conflict. They built pontoon bridges, allowing armies to cross rivers quickly, and constructed fortifications that changed the face of warfare. The Siege of Vicksburg in 1863 showcased the Corps' skills in both offensive and defensive engineering. After the war, the Corps turned its attention westward. Engineers surveyed and mapped vast stretches of the American frontier, paving the way for settlement and development. They built roads, bridges, and other infrastructure that helped connect the growing nation from coast to coast. The Corps' work was instrumental in the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad in 1869, a project that transformed the American landscape. As America entered the 20th century, the Corps of Engineers took on some of its most ambitious projects yet. They began major improvements to rivers and harbors across the country. The Rivers and Harbors Act of 1899 gave the Corps broad powers to regulate navigable waters. The Corps also tackled the enormous challenge of flood control, building levees and other structures to protect communities along major waterways. But perhaps the Corps' most famous project of this era was the Panama Canal. From 1907 to 1914, Army engineers played a key role in completing this engineering marvel. Led by Colonel George Washington Goethals, the Corps overcame tremendous challenges, including tropical diseases and difficult terrain, to create a waterway that revolutionized global maritime trade and showcased American technological prowess to the world. The world wars of the 20th century saw the Corps of Engineers rise to new challenges. In World War I, they built roads, railways, and ports in Europe, supporting the Allied war effort. The Corps constructed 83 new ship berths in France and built 1,000 miles of standard gauge railway. During World War II, the Corps went global, constructing military bases, airfields, and other vital infrastructure across multiple theaters of war. They were crucial in building the Pentagon, completed in just 16 months in 1943. Between the wars, the Corps played a major role in President Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal. They undertook massive public works projects, including dams, flood control systems, and even helped establish the Tennessee Valley Authority in 1933. These projects not only provided jobs during the Great Depression, but also laid the groundwork for America's post-war economic boom. The Bonneville Dam on the Columbia River, completed in 1938, is a prime example of the Corps' work during this era. After World War II, the Corps of Engineers continued to shape America's landscape. They were instrumental in developing the interstate highway system, which revolutionized transportation across the country. The Federal Aid Highway Act of 1956 set this massive project in motion, and the Corps played a key role in its implementation. The Corps also expanded its work on America's waterways, managing navigation and flood control on a massive scale. In recent decades, the Corps has taken on a new role: environmental stewardship. The Clean Water Act of 1972 gave the Corps responsibility for wetlands protection. They've become leaders in wetlands restoration and protection, balancing the needs of development with the importance of preserving our natural resources. This shift reflects a growing awareness of the long-term impacts of large-scale engineering projects. The Kissimmee River Restoration Project in Florida, begun in 1999, is a prime example of the Corps' environmental efforts. Today, the Army Corps of Engineers continues to serve the nation in diverse ways. They respond to natural disasters, providing crucial support during hurricanes, floods, and other emergencies. The Corps' work during Hurricane Katrina in 2005 and Superstorm Sandy in 2012 demonstrated their vital role in disaster response and recovery. The Corps is also at the forefront of addressing 21 century challenges, from upgrading aging infrastructure to developing sustainable energy solutions. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers has been an integral part of American history for nearly 250 years. From the battlefields of the Revolution to the cutting edge of environmental protection, the Corps has consistently adapted to meet the nation's needs. As America faces new challenges in the years to come, you can bet that the Army Corps of Engineers will be there, ready to build, protect, and innovate for the good of the nation.